Okay, so you need one of them.
Did someone else come in? Oh, my bad. We'll get settled. Cooper and I were line dancing like crazy, so this morning did line dancing in the conference. We missed out.
Scrapping day.
What's the last days of work? You have the last day films?
Is that light blinking?
Birth to anyone?
It's on.
It's not blinking. It's not turning on.
Okay. Okay, so go to the first page of 4.2. And if you already know how, you could get started plotting the points from this onto the graph. Right next to it. Hello. So start putting these points on the graph. Okay, thumbs up if you've got it all done. Okay, good. Okay, so let's go over it together. When you're looking at these coordinate points, what do they tell me? Someone raise their hand. What do these points tell me? Or these numbers? Like, how do I go from this to the graph? Wait. I saw on all of your papers, so you all know how to do it. So I just need yes.
The x is how far to one side or the other you go, and then the y is how far up or down you go.
Yeah, and these are a pair, right? So where would I go for 0, -7? Tell me, where would I plot 0, -7?
It's just down 7.
Yeah, you stay at the 0, go to the -7. Did anyone connect the dots? Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, where's -3, -5? Where would I go?
That's to the left. Up 3, left 3. No, wait. I read that wrong. Yeah, no. It's up. It's up 2, left 3.
Are we looking at this one?
I think.
Negative
Okay,
3,
it is
negative
wrong.
5? Okay. Okay, we've got to get through this lesson, so let's answer these questions.
He
Where would I
proved it wrong.
go?
He connected them and made the heart.
I know. So where would I put negative 3, negative 5?
You all have it on your paper. What's going on? Just calling someone. They all have it on their paper.
Okay. Do you have it on your paper? Where would I put negative 3, negative 5? You do.
You go to the negative 3 x-axis,
Mm-hmm.
and then go down 5.
Yes. Okay. Somebody give him up here. I'm going to give him my pen. Choose a number and go plot it up there. You already did yours.
Yeah.
Choose a number and plot it on my paper. Perfect. And I'm going to start by the one that you did.
Like in the table.
Yeah, on the table. Okay, now pass the pen to someone else.
Right here.
Just until we get them all on there. Sweet. And choose someone else. Pass the torch. Can you pop one up there? No.
Yeah, you can. You can. So, 0. Oh, it is?
Negative 3, 2.
Have her do the next one. We'll do this one. 5x. Yeah. You try that one?
We're going to start by the table. Okay, we need 4 more.
Can you try like 1 mile?
This is so much easier.
I know. And they all can do it, and it's faster. Oh, Cam, sorry. You have to jump.
Someone over here. Do you want to connect the dots now that they're open?
Write mom in the middle of it. And then write mom.
Right, mom with an arrow.
Yes.
Yay, I made a heart. Okay, thank you for doing that.
If anyone wants to borrow this idea to ask someone to prom, you're more than welcome to use this heart.
This is genius.
Yes.
Here's the coordinate. Okay. So everyone knows how to plot points. So my questions that I wanted to point out though, did you guys notice this f of x? Yeah? So are we good then that f of x is y? They're the same thing. It's the output. It's what you get when you plug in x, you get f of x. So good. The next thing I wanted to ask is this a function? No. Good. Why? Yeah.
Because every one of the x has two different y values or the range.
Yeah, so what is that test called again? That we could use? The vertical line test. So if you were to put this vertical line test through this, so we'll even make an arrow. We'll pretend like that was a straight line. It goes through multiple points, right? Good. Alright, so we can move on. What about if we're given something like this? Are you guys comfortable on graphing these? Or do you think we should go over it? Thumbs up if we should go over it. Good. I was going to anyway. Okay, so we talked about this type of equation last time. What type of equation is that?
It's shoot, what's it called? A linear equation.
Oh, it is a linear equation, good. But it has, it's in a certain form. Slope, intercept, good job. Perfect. This is slope intercept form. So what that means is this tells us what our slope is and our y-intercept is. Which of these numbers is my y-intercept? Y-intercept.
-5.
-5. So on what line am I going to plot -5?
The middle.
Yeah, this line, the line that goes up and down. So this y right here is the y line. We could also call this the f of x line, right? Little side point. Y and f of x are the same thing. So the y line will go down to -5, and that is our intercept. So we know the line goes through that point. Are we good on that? Pretty simple, right? These are actually, like, if you know what it means, so easy to graph. What does the 2 represent?
Such.
So it's with the x, but we call this the blank intercept form. We just said it. Slope. Slope. Yeah, slope. So what is the 2? Same word. With an S.
Slope.
The slope. Yes. This is the slope. So the form is f equals mx plus b. Okay. Where the m is our slope and the b is our y-intercept. What does the slope tell me? Raise your hand if you've heard the word slope and you've used it before. I think all of you should be raising your hand. You've used slope before. And even in your daily life, right? What does slope mean?
How much goes up and down?
Yeah, how much it goes up and down. Like the slope of the hill. Like change the slope on the treadmill. Right? Treadmill? Is that the yeah. Okay, so how can we know how much up and down to go with a 2? It's just a 2. What does that mean? What does the slope usually look like? A fraction. Is 2 a fraction? Can it be a fraction? I think you just said it. What was it?
2 over 1.
2 over 1. So the slope, we're going to draw a little arrow over here. The slope is rise over run. So if your fraction is 2 over 1, how much up do I go? 2. Good. So I go up 2. How much over?
1.
1. And I can just keep doing that. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. And then if you're going in the opposite direction, you go down, down, right? Go down over like this. So it matches like. Does that help refresh your memory on drawing lines? Graphing the equation? Okay. Plot the next one or graph this next equation. Raise your hand if you need any help. Okay, so it looks like you guys, looks like for the most part you're understanding the numbers of the slope. But a couple of you did it in the wrong direction, so we're gonna go over that. That's okay, because I expected this. What kind of number is that? It's a fraction. Good. It's our slope. And our intercept was 3. Everyone got that. But what about this? It is negative. Good, thank you. So that means the slope should be going negative. It should be going down. All right. So even though it's still 3/4, it means that at one point we're either going to go left 3 or down 3. Sorry, totally made that more complicated. I would take this negative and put it with the top number. Okay, so this is the same as saying -3/4. Every time, take that negative, put it with the top number. So when it's a -3, that means you have to go down 3 and then over +4. Down 3 over 4. So your graph should look like that, going down. Yeah.
Why? So, since the negatives all.
The negative can technically go with either, but to make it easier, just always put it on the top. If I were to put it on the bottom, for example,
Yeah.
and I started here, that means I would go up 3, but to the left 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Or wouldn't it, because it's both, wouldn't you just go down 3 then left 4?
So if it's both, the negative divided by a negative gives you a
Positive.
positive, so it cancels out.
Okay, that makes sense.
This is just one negative. So you can either put it with the top or the bottom. But I say put it with the top so you know you go down and then right when it's a negative slope.
Okay.
And you can check your answer because if it's negative, it should be going down.
Okay.
Awesome. Any questions on that? Okay, let's move on. What about this f of x equals -2?
Would it just be like a straight line?
It is a straight line. In what direction? Yeah, it's a horizontal line at -2. Because when my x is 1, what is my f of x? This is like the definition of this function. If my x is 1, what is my f of x? Sorry, louder. 0. Look at this. What is my f of x?
1.
-2. If my x is 0, my f of x is. My f of x is -2. It does not matter what my x is. It's always going to be -2. My f of x is always going to be -2. So that's what this graph represents. If I'm at 1, I'm at -2. If I'm at x is 4, f of x is -2. 8, f of x is -2. Does that make sense? So you could check by saying, if I'm drawing a line, is it always going to be at -2 for my f of x? Yes. So this is a horizontal line. When it's f of x equals a number with no variable, it is a horizontal line. Any questions on that? Good. What about if x equals -2? What does that graph look like? You could draw it in the air. Do you know? What is it? doesn't matter what my y is or my f of x, my x is always going to be -2. Is that a function then? No. Okay. It definitely doesn't pass the vertical line test. Because all the points on that are on a vertical line. Good. Here's the next daunting one. If you were given this in your some competition or whatever, and you're like, oh, you're gonna get $1 million if you solve this. So there's incentive. I also can't be. Because I'm really curious and I want to hear your ideas. If you were like, given this problem, and they said graph that. What's the first thing you think to do? Yeah, Toby. Okay, that's like way more than I was thinking. But yeah, that's one way. Just take. Okay, that way is a way. It's a little bit more complicated than the way that we're gonna do. Okay, we're gonna just bring this back to like part 1 of this lesson today. What would you do? If you're like, oh, I have absolutely no idea how to solve this, but maybe if I just like thought for a long time and I said, oh, I'm gonna get candy. If I know this, even if you just like, yes, I'm okay, yeah.
Would we, I don't know if this is right, so I tried it, didn't really work. Would we factor it out?
You could factor, that is another way. You could, but you can have a piece of candy though. Just for answering. I want you to think about what we did last time. When we were given a polynomial, quadratic, and I was like, hey, here's f of x, blah, blah, blah. Solve for f of 1. What did you do?
Oh, wait.
Cool.
Will we make f of x 0?
You could make f of x 0.
No, it's okay.
You can make f of x 0. Okay, so this is probably going to help. I could be like, oh, you know what? I'm going to make a table. And because I don't have room, I'm going to draw it sideways like this. With the x here and f of x here. And I'm going to be like, I'm going to make x 0. Then what can I do? Any ideas? For candy. I've got good ones. There's even blow pops. What did you do last time if I said find f of 0? Use our calculators. What did we do? Maybe you just tell me, what did we do last time? You were mostly all here last time, so you all did it. And then you did it on your homework. What would you do? Guys, you're breaking my heart. That was the blood. Yes! You plug the 0 into the equation. Yeah, good job. Okay, so that's what you're going to do for these ones. We're graphing it by hand. So I want to make sure you can understand that this is a possibility because not everyone has a graphing calculator, right? So this is what you'll be doing. You'll make a table. You'll choose x's. at least 5 x's. Okay? And you plug them into this equation. It's really not reading this page. That's okay. If you have a little calculator, you can plug it in. So you have 0 squared plus 3 times 0 plus 2. So if x is 0, what is my f of x? So 0 plus 0 plus
Oh, two.
I don't even have it up there. If f is negative 1, I'll write it right here. My f is, or sorry, my x is negative 1, then negative 1 squared plus 3 times negative 1 plus 2. What does that equal? You could use a calculator. Negative 1 squared equals, shout it out really loud. 1.
That was shouting it out really loud.
3 times negative 1 equals, okay, louder.
Negative 3.
Yay! And then plus 2. What is 1 minus 3 plus 2?
Or you can use the trick from last time, right?
Yeah, but we're doing this with my hand first.
Oh, my bad, sorry. How should I?
No.
I was trying to find Axel. I walked the whole school looking for Axel. Yeah, he's not in the building.
What does that equal? 1 minus 3 plus 2.
Negative one.
Close.
Wait. That's two. It's just zero.
1 minus 3 is negative 2. Negative 2 plus 2 is 0. Negative 2 squared is, I mean, negative is
Four,
multiplied by a negative. Is what did you say?
Positive four.
Positive 4. Negative 3, or sorry, 3 times negative 2 plus 2. Someone over here. 4 minus 6 plus 2. Yep. Okay, do f of 1 and f of 2.
Tell me, are you friends with Axel outside of class?
No.
Walk the whole school looking for it. Are you friends with Axel outside of class? No? I'm gonna get him to come to class. I'm gonna get Axel to come to class. And when you guys ditch, I'll look the school for you too. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. Toby's like, what happened? You're all Take a piece of candy. Did she explain what the ticket you got this morning is? Okay. So, in my class, if you want to use the restroom or turn in late homework, you use tickets. And so just hang on to them, and they're like your tickets for the term, and then at the end of the term, you turn it in for extra credit. So you can earn up to 2 a day, one for being on time, and the other one is for turning your phone in for extra credit, because you can't be on them anyway. So there's a list back there, and your name is on it, and whatever number is next to your name is where your goes for your second ticket. Okay? So it's to turn in late homework or use the bathroom for extra credit.
I just like yesterday's. My video link isn't have this. I think my function skills is like this. Okay, great. Thank you. So now that I have my table, you guys all should know how to plot that on the graph then, because that's what we did first thing, right?
I'm trying to help you right now.
So 0, 2 is your first point. I know it's sideways, but this is my x, and this is my f of x. X, f of x. So x, I go to the left 1, down 0. Negative 2 over 0, or negative 2 over 0. Negative 2, 0 is negative 2, and I just go up and down that way. 1, 6. Go positive 1, up 6. Positive 2, up 12. So something like that. How should this graph look?
Exponential.
What, is that what you're meaning? Sorry. What will it look like drop in the air? What does a x squared graph look like? Like a u, right? Yeah. Okay, I've got to come back. I'm here. Yes, it'll look like a u. So I already can see like right here how it goes like this. But since we know that this is a quadratic, it looks like a parabola or a u, whether it's up and down or like this. Okay. So to finish this graph, I kind of want to just copy the other side. Is anyone lost on how I did that? Or do we all feel good? Thumbs up if we feel good about this. Okay. Okay. Let's go ahead. I just want to make sure that you guys understand that if you don't have your calculator, then the best thing that you could do is make a table, choose your x's and plug them in. And then you can use your calculator to do the math, but like if you don't have a graphing calculator, make a table and then plot those points and connect them. If it has a square right there, then it's going to look like a U, whether it's up or down. Okay? So let's go ahead and look at this page. It says, write the equation for the following graphs. So this is kind of like working backwards from these. Right? These are linear equations. So looking at how we graphed from the equation to the graph, right? How would you go backwards? How would you look at a graph and then make it into an equation? Does anyone have an idea?
Start by
Yeah. So just like over here, we plotted the y-intercept first. You're going to look for the y-intercept here. What's the y-intercept on this equation? 4. So we're going to end, it's going to say plus 4. And then we have f of x equals something x plus 4. We're going to use slope intercept. How can we know our slope? Yeah.
You take where you found your y-intercept, and you find the next point, and you create kind of like a triangle.
Yes. So like, I'm going to choose this point because I guess you could choose any of those points. It'll work. But find one that you know is solidly going through the line. Right at like the boxes, right? And it's just said to draw a triangle. So like this and this, right? Is that what you meant? That's a triangle. And then what does that triangle tell me?
That's the rise and the run, and you want to simplify it so it's like you just want to simplify it so it's a lot easier to graph if you have to graph it later.
Yes, exactly. So how far down does it go? On my triangle. 2. And is it going up or down? Down. So this would be a -2. And then how far to the right does it go? Sorry, louder? 4. And then Beth said to simplify that. I have -2 over 4. What can that simplify to? 1 over 2, and it has to stay negative, right? So -1/2 x plus 4. Is that good? So I'm going to do this one right here first, and then I'm going to have you guys try on your own the other 2. What is this one? What is the equation for this line? F of x equals what? 3. Because it's a horizontal line, right? We know horizontal lines are in this form. Good. Okay. Write the equation for this one and this one. We want to look for the intercept and the slope.
This one.
Yeah, this one and this one.
You need to text back. So I just searched the whole school for him. Yeah, I want you to call. Tell him this summer's Mrs. M. I thought maybe he got kidnapped.
Which doesn't make sense. It's like 2, it's -7.
Huh? Well, I just talked to his counselor and she said he had he promised for this morning he would go to class. Don't even tell him to call. Just ask him where he's at and I'll call him right now. Yeah. That's right. He said, "You do this now?" Oh my goodness. Next time you see him. I haven't seen Hannah in a minute too. She did not. She almost did. She was passing the whole term, but then she stopped coming.
This is just
You know, I just want to know. Retired my daughter. Okay. Well, yeah, I'm probably gonna let the counselor know. It's kind of scary, so okay. I didn't. Okay. Yeah, of course, yeah, sure. Yeah, get tonight's work. Tonight's work. You're not gonna say hi to Nancy?
I did.
Well,
All right. Okay, so what was the y-intercept for this equation? Melinda, what did you get as the y-intercept for this equation? -2. Okay, so we know that there's -2. And f of x equals blank times x. Okay. What about the Peyton's?
Satan's in purple.
Okay, yes, Peyton. What did you get for your slope? Four. Good. Any questions? So we got that this is -2, and then here was our next solid point because it was at 1, 2. So we go up 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. So you could write it as 4 over 1, but it means 4. What about this blend, which the line is right here? Kira, do you know what is the equation for that line? X equals -1. Good. I think we can move on. You're going to need your graphing calculators for these, okay? If you do not have them, then that's where you have to make that table and write in the x's and the fx's and the it on the graph, so. Get a graphing calculator. That was my pitch for get a graphing calculator.
It was much less aggressive than my pitches for that. I'm sure the kids appreciate that. Just do it. Do it.
Okay,
Which one's we're checking? The last two?
to graph this in your calculator, you're gonna go to y equals, and you're gonna write this equation into here. We learned the trick for absolute value, didn't we? It was alpha f2.
F1.
Oh. Then what was the trick? What was the trick?
I don't know. Maybe it's different on yours. On Toby's, I just helped.
Did you
It's,
just do it?
it's up F1. But F1's not the first button, that's why it's confusing.
No, that's the fraction.
On hers, F1. Am I wrong? Does it say F1 on the first?
No, on this it's the second one.
Yeah, hers like F1s are in different orders. It might be F2 on yours.
Okay, alpha f2, so the second button, alpha window.
Why come up next, right?
It's
Oh, no, it is F2. Which is technically
Okay, sorry. So okay, this is called absolute value. So to put it in your calculator, you're gonna do alpha f2 or alpha window, and click abs. And there's your two lines. And then you do an x inside of the absolute value, and then move out of it. Minus 2. Okay, so that is our equation. We good on that? Okay. To graph it, you click second quit graph. There it is. So for your homework and for this, I want you to copy this onto the graph. So if you look, looks like it's down 2, right? And then it's just 2 lines going out. So you can just copy that onto the graph on the paper.
Why press after go here?
Second, no.
Alpha F4.
Okay, so just to refresh how to put this one in your calculator. You're gonna do y equals again, and then do the -3 x squared minus 24x minus 44. And then you'll do second quit, and then graph. And then you'll draw that onto your table. So go ahead and put these into your calculator and graph them on your paper. If you do not have a graphing calculator, then you have to do it by hand.
Press enter and then
You guys can work together in your table groups. Totally fine with that.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were wanting to know how to do the question thing.
Oh.
Hands are too. I was seeing.
Do you want me to show them how to do it on Desmos?
No. The kids who are gonna like that, you can just tell them about Desmos and they'll go and do it on their own. Their others are done.
So I go here, right?
Yes.
Like this answer.
Oh, you're gonna go to white. And then in here is where it's the also value boxes for you guys. So you can just
Okay.
So Darius, my favorite teacher already. That's our thought. Darius moved from Samoa. Isn't that cool? Beat that, Mr. California. Right?
whatever you plug in, just solve it. And you have some value.
Just take a look.
So like,
Chicago, this
So you better do it here. Oh, yeah.
oh yeah. California has way better for saying Chicago. This way. Probably Mexican people over there. Oh, so
Well, let me give you a little history lesson. You ready for this?
yeah.
Like during the I'm gonna use the words wrong. In our country, the old Chicagoans would only come from east to west coast, for the trains, So because of that, they call it melting pot because we have tons of diversity. So there's the best Polish pierogies and the best Greek gyros because there's people from all of, you know what I mean? The most amazing Indian food I've had ever.
I've never had Indian food.
It's my favorite food. It's so good. I don't like spicy, so I always have to get it mild.
Indian food around here?
Well, I live in Taylorsville, so I don't know. If you ever up in Salt Lake, go to Himalayan Kitchen. It's so good. Anyone else like Indian food? What's your favorite? What's their called?
yeah.
The one with the cheese in it. Yeah, chicken. Coconut and coconut curry. Okay. How do you always know who's gonna be better? If the outside the building, it's a little corduroy, should I even go in there? You know it's gonna be good.
I don't
Yeah.
Totally, I'm like, oh,
I swear the best Mexican food I've ever had was in a place like that in Chicago. It was street tacos.
Good.
They were so good, and then they told me it was Uptown or something like that.
That's not really look good, baby. See? How? What? Discus.
Discus?
Yeah. He froze to this.
You guys even comprehend the self-control it takes for me to just sit here.
Try.
I did. Actually, they do understand this. No, they're yeah, all of it. I'm just sitting here.
I did say, and I press grab.
Those are really weird.
Discus tea?
It's probably because this is my only guess. Did you press X for the X's or this?
It's a press the other X down here.
Okay,
Thank you, stop talking trash.
Maybe let's change that.
What if I blew your guys' mind
Minus
and I was supposed to finish the whole?
And then we try.
Wouldn't that be so funny? At the end of the year, I was like, Spike, I know everything you've ever said.
If you want.
So what minus B is?
Yeah, that's a negative. So if you, so this is minus.
Natalie would be mad at us.
So it's -3 minus.
She would probably be mad.
Acting scholarships.
Smiling, laughing.
Serious is good.
Oh, no, she just doesn't realize how hilarious I am yet.